Hey, Erica, what about the guys you dated before Charlie?
I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
You were proposed to by Charlie in 2020. You started dating him in 2018. And 3 years before that, you were dating this guy, Tyler Massey. I mean, you guys would do couples photo shoots. This is still online. And this is only 3 years before you started dating Charlie.
He's in heaven.
Yeah, and 2 years later, you were dating this guy, Cabot Phillips, and here he is posting you guys on his public page saying, yes, we're that couple who gets painting lessons together. Again, this is a year before you started dating Charlie, and well within the 5-year period you claim to have never dated anyone, but you were out here dissing your roommate for dating.
It's kind of weird that that guy, Cabot Phillips, he's becoming a main topic right now because Candace Owens' guest said that he's seen him in Fort Huachuca with Erika, which is weird. And the fact that he's seen him, she tried to, before she let it out to the public, she contacted Cabot Phillips and said, what's the alibi? Like, what's going on here? He never responded. And then she kept on trying to contact him before she put the information out to the public. And then he just all of a sudden responded afterwards, later, after it came out to the public. And now he's going after smaller influencers. In other words, he don't even say anything to Candace anymore. He goes after the smaller influencers, and the small influencers are getting DM'd from him like, yeah, push this narrative. Why is Candace not pushing this narrative? I gave her my alibi 14 hours ago. Why she said she was going to verify it. Why she didn't verify yet 14 hours. So she contacts you days and weeks before, multiple times. You do not answer. And after you do not answer and it goes to the public, and then people start honing down on whatever it is because whatever was going around just didn't make any sense about you. And then after you get an alibi, you're like, yeah, here is it. Now, this is not to say the alibi is not true, but it gets kind of weird. It just seems like you didn't have an alibi, and then now that you have an alibi, you want that alibi to be pushed really, really, really hard, although you ignored it up until this moment.
I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than go. I don't drink. I find it unproductive.
And why are you here drinking and dating on a reality show that actually was filmed the year you met Charlie? So you obviously were dating. So I'm not understanding your timeline. I mean, you're talking to a guy here who's asking you out on a date and you're taking his number? And here you are on your date.
I've honestly spent the majority of my life being one of the most sought after bachelors. Oh, great. But I'm just really excited to spend some one-on-one time with Erika. I really do like her, and I'm excited to get to know her a little bit more.
Erika? Hello?
She was on a dating reality show. Let's keep that in mind. The reality show is for dating. So being that it's a reality show, a lot of things could be fake and, pissed out. But you cannot deny that she had boyfriends right before Charlie. And then the boyfriends, like Cabot Phillips and them, took pictures with Charlie like the year before. So you were definitely dating. And it's only a certain type of evil that allow you to do that to the public. She does that because I realize that whatever Turning Point is doing now, they don't really care about the mass public. They care about the people that's going to give them money, their followers. Those followers are not going to fact check these things. Those followers don't really care. So she can speak the Holy God and the Holy Spirit all she wants to them. And they're going to be like, oh, she's such a sweet girl. She can finesse them with that. But the general public is not going for it. But Turning Point USA don't care.
I just want to understand how you so confidently lied to our faces when this footage was on national television, and the footage is out there. The pictures of your boyfriends that you dated are still public online, and you know that, but you still lie like this.
Stop.
Wait, isn't Cabot Phillips your ex-boyfriend? Why is he now the speaker of Turning Point USA? Leading speeches of how to lead like Charlie. What's going on, Erika?
Stop.
He's also the senior editor for the Daily Wire, the one outlet that your husband was having active beef with at the time, connected to Netanyahu. So
stop.
Right. So what else are you lying about? Because you're a liar. Point blank period. You're a liar.
The guy works for the Daily Wire, and then you put him, because you put him like front and center to, I don't want to say be the next Charlie, even though people are trying to push that. I don't have any evidence of that, but put him in the spotlight for Charlie. So your husband gets ended in public. You're okay with that. And the person that did that to him from like the first couple days, she was okay with that one. cool. Then you get your ex-boyfriend to come walk in his company to go make major moves. That is beyond weird. And she's been doing even more weird things that, is incomprehensible.
And we just proved that. So this is still publicly accessible on social media. And you lied about that. You also lied about dating, but you were on a reality show dating the same year you met Jesse. You know what I mean? What else are you lying about? Like bigger things? Are you lying about bigger things? Because this is small and you'd really easily, with like a straight face, you lie. So like, what, Cause sure.
Stop.
Yeah, if you could lie about small things, you could definitely lie about bigger things.
During her time in New York, Erika appeared on season 3 of the Bravo reality show Summer House, and her segments were filmed in August 2018 at a New York City bar and in the Hamptons. And yes, she was very much drinking alcohol, so that's another thing she lied about.
Get you guys a drink or food, maybe? I'll have a glass of your Chardonnay.
I'm going to do the mama's working. I don't know. I just wanted to get to know you a little bit more. And I don't even know how long you've been in New York.
Gosh, New York. I moved here 4 years ago.
How old are you? Can I ask you?
But Erika wasn't just going on dates for TV. She publicly dated at least 2 men that we know of during those 5 years in New York. First, there was Tyler JT Massey, a pro baseball player that Erika referred to as her incredible boyfriend in this interview for Arizona Foothills magazine. Some sources even claimed they were engaged at one point because engagement-style photos and shoots circulated online.
She not only dated on the show, you had to verify 2 boyfriends. That's just the verified ones. This has nothing to do with who she's been around with, who she didn't show, who she wasn't in a relationship with, because be honest, how much people are just talking to or dealing with the people that the public sees. So it's probably more than that. And the fact that she can do that with a straight face tells you what type of person she is.
However, no marriage records have been publicly confirmed, but the real bombshell is this viral footage from one of Trump's first major rallies in 2015 that shows Erika standing next to a man and a young girl between them, and this man looks a whole lot like JT Massey. So now people are speculating that the little girl could be their daughter.
And one of the calls I got was from Erika. She's like, hey, I was Miss Arizona. I love Donald Trump. Can I be involved? I'm like, absolutely. So I met her and I was like, we've got to put her behind the president. So I had my family behind the president. My grandpa, who just passed away just a few months ago, who loved Charlie, loved the show, everything, listened daily. It was my grandpa, my dad-in-law, Lauren, my wife, and Erika is up there. Yeah.
And then in the same frame, you can see Tyler Bowyer down in the bleachers, the same Tyler Bowyer who introduced Erika to Charlie. So this raises massive questions. Why was this history scrubbed? Why the public narrative of no dating before Charlie when photos and sources tell a different story? Tyler became tpusa's chief operating officer in 2017, and just months later, he conveniently set up what was supposedly a job interview that somehow doubled as a date between Charlie and Erika.
I went to Turning Point's office opening for their first building, and Tyler he runs Turning Point Action now, and he said, you need to meet the CEO. I said, okay, great. Met him very quickly, shook his hand, said hi, nice to meet you. Neither of us thought anything of it. Looking back now, he apparently sat down with Tyler and said, Tyler said, we need to hire her, and he goes, mm-hmm.
But hold up, it gets even crazier from here.
Yeah, it gets even crazier because the Tyler Bowyer, I think that's how you pronounce his name, he's in extremely hot water because it seems like he's the guy that was against Charlie the entire time. As if he is the one that's causing all this friction in TPUSA. He is the mole, let's call it that. So the fact that he's the one that set Erika up with Charlie, kinda, sorta, it gets kind of weird. Now this video shows how head over heels he was for her. It's kind of weird because they said that Charlie went to Tokyo for some odd reason. Now people question about him going to Tokyo, Japan, somewhere in Japan, while nobody was really maintaining the company. So he had to do business out of the country. And they were saying that the only way that they could have pulled off whatever they had to do, let's just say if Erika was in Fort Huachuca or something with the business or their whereabouts was weird, he would have knew. So they kind of like had to get him out the country. That's just a conspiracy theory, but still, they had to get him out the country because it's kind of weird that she doesn't want to talk about the time period, the 8th, when Charlie wasn't around, when he was out the country, but she would talk about the 9th when he came back. And then her being with the other boyfriend also make people speculate now, like, is his kids his? But once you see this video, you'll probably see how head over heels he is for her.
We've been together for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we met through a family friend.
Should we go through the whole story?
Why don't you tell the story?
Do you want to give the Spark Notes version, or do you want to give...
We'll do the long form podcast.
Yeah, his voice getting sexy. You love
version. Okay. So you started Turning Point in 2012, right? So Trump's first rally in Arizona was when? And it was
the summer of 15.
Summer of 15. So I went with my mom. I was a Trump fan.
To a Trump rally.
To a Trump rally. His first one. And Tyler was there.
Tyler Boyer.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, of course he was there. I want y'all to notice something. I'm not going to say the word. I'm not going to say exactly the things that she's going to bring up. But I want you to pinpoint anything that she puts emphasis on. Right? So if I say it, I instead of me saying, like, hey, I'm going to my hotel, I'll say, I'm going to the Ritz-Carlton. It's kind of weird for me to keep on saying I'm going back to the Ritz-Carlton instead of just saying I'm going back to my hotel. I'm putting emphasis on that Ritz-Carlton. I want you to see any words that she put emphasis on that you can catch.
There with his wife, his beautiful wife, and his kids. And he came up to me afterwards and he was like, hey, we're starting this, or we have this organization and we're starting in Arizona. Would love for you to be a part of it. And it was one of those things where everything he said sounded super exciting, but I was getting ready to move to New York. And that was a season of life that I really prayed about, and it was something that I needed to move on towards. And so I said, thank you for all the information, but I am moving to Manhattan. And I was like, stay in touch. And we didn't really stay in touch all that much. And then I went to Israel. And what year was that?
That was
2 years ago?
2018.
2018.
That was May of 2018.
And that was the embassy
opening. So I happened to be there in Israel too.
And so I was on a pilgrimage with my mom in Israel, and it was our last day, and we were standing in the ticket line, and I remember just trying to deal with pulling together all of the documents and stuff at the ticket counter, and I turned around, and I saw someone who looked super familiar, but I've never talked to them or met them before, and I looked at him and I was like, turned over to my mom and I was like, he looks really familiar, and didn't say anything. And then came back home and got a message from Tyler, from who I had met at the Trump rally, and he was saying, hey, you should come to Turning Point's office. We're having an office opening. We'd like to discuss with you about everything that we're doing with the faith component side of things. And yeah, we met at the office very briefly. And that was you that was standing in line in Israel.
And then we went to Bill's Burgers in New York. Best burgers.
Oh my gosh. So then, do you want to tell that part?
You can tell it.
She put emphasis on whatever she had to put emphasis on already. If you can catch it and if you caught it, then fantastic. If not, watch it over, I guess. And then you'll probably catch it more. It'll come out to be more weird to you. They look like they're head over heels for each other, right? Understand that now this is the woman that watches him get pulverized in front of everybody, forgives the person that does it. Okay. Afterwards, all the people that was going against him, that he was having all these problems with, are now people that's still in the company, having their bidding. So he's gone, they get their way because he's now out the way. That gets weird. Furthermore than that, now at the tpusa, she put the tent that he got assassinated in under. She puts it as a place where people can come and take pictures at the M-Fest thing they had. What grievous, I don't even understand how you could fathom doing that, but she did. So now when somebody questions, did she really love Charlie, or was he just